Tony DuShane here, and welcome to the novel approach. We're talking about Italian writers. I got four Italian writers you need to read, other than Dante. Uh, First off, read Dante, the Divine Comedy. The thing about Dante is he's not an Italian writer. Did I say that? Yes, I did. Because Italy was not a united kingdom until the 1800s. He was, in fact, Florentian from the Republic of Lawrence. Florence had its own thing, I think. Don't quote me on that. Now let's get to the books. First off, I'm going to tell you the book I'm reading right now, which is blowing my mind. His name is Dino Buzzati, and the book is called The Stronghold. It is blowing my mind. It's a fella who ends up at a this is World War II, so he's posted at some fortress in the north that is just away from anyone, and he wants to get out of there. And because it's in the middle of nowhere. He's just with a bunch of guys on a fort in some naval base, and there's nothing going on, and there's no war going on. It's just boring. And the beauty of this book is how Dino takes us through the um the tedium of this and mirrors it with kind of the tedium of life, and he nails it. I was gonna read where was the part I was gonna read? Let's see, because I have so many parts that I wanted to read to you, and maybe I'll make this short. Um, just the way Dino drops in on setting, and the setting of even the setting of the sun passing over it's the four Fortezza Bastiani is the name of the stronghold. Um, Even that, he just brings not only the stark loneliness of our main character, but also the just the reality of what humanity is. And he keeps going over the idea of time passing, but in such a poetic way. Like, okay, so see the thickness of this book? This is like reading In Search of Lost Time. Here's some of my volumes back here. This is like reading Proust, but the Italian version in a very edited and amazing way, where Proust could have done this in 240 pages, but he didn't. He did it in 3,000. And now we're all determined in my head to finish Proust because I'm already on volume five. But my advice to you is go straight to Dino and The Stronghold. Fantastic book. Next on the list, we have, oh, I don't have the copy here. I think I gave it away. Veronica Raimo. She wrote a book called Lost on Me, also known as Niente di Vero. This book blew my mind. Um, Took my breath away often. And I read it about a year ago, so I can't get in. I gotta do these things the minute I'm doing them, and that's what I'm doing now. So here we start. Uh, Dino, our friend over there, helped me on this. But Roddy Doyle says of Lost on Me by Veronica Raimo. Mothers and daughters are at the center of a lot of novels I've read this year, and Lost on Me by Italian writer Veronica Raimo is the one I enjoyed the most. It was wild, funny, and disturbing. All I ask of a book about mothers and their daughters. The Guardian says Riley comic, a gleeful dance between truth and fiction. And here's the thing, it's all about the truth. When I read a book, I'm kind of psycho about this for various reasons. I'll do a different video on it later, but I just want to know that the author is not diverting from authenticity and honesty. And every book I recommend will come from this heart that just spews beautiful truth in a poetic way, and the Italians are doing it. Thank you, Italy, for holding up the what do you call it? The torch for what we want to aspire to as novelists ourselves. That is that one. What am I on? I can't remember the number now. Uh, Gia, Gia. Yeah, you try to say this. Gianfranco Calligarch, Calligarch. What's CH in Italiano? It's K, right? K. Um, Last Summer in the City. Beautiful. Another beautiful book, just heartfelt, translated into English. And it's his only book translated into English. This is like a cult classic, 1973. And it's this amazing book of this dude just bopping around Rome. And I believe it was in August. And all his like rich friends are like off and gone. And he's just like kind of a literary um doofus of sorts, but that's the wrong word for it. Come si dice doofus in Italiano? Je ne sais pas. Um, but it's just it's him bopping around Rome, having an affair, and but the affair is really not working. Like nothing's working, but it's so poetic. It's so from the heart, and it's just one of those books like all these books, if you're a novelist, you have to read these books because these books just these books tell me what I need to do to up my game as a novelist. And that's why I love reading novels all the time because this is it just still blows my mind. This is the only book by him. Um yeah, he just bounces around Rome. He's in a total like alcoholic haze for most of it. And there is a there's a I'm gonna compare it to Tropic of Cancer, but just a very like a light comparison because um it shares the same wandering around. How do you say in English? Wandering. Uh, but it's like the point of view of an Italian in Rome. And when we dive into the Italian narrative, there's a heart that's just a little different there. And it's there's just beauty to it. This is why I love the Italian writers. If you have any Italian writers that are kind of on the same page as what I'm talking about, please tell me them in the comments because I want to get into more of these books. Um, and of course, let me talk about our fourth book, which is Elena Ferrante's Days of Abandonment. And this book is more utter truth. This is what the New Yorker says about it because I haven't read it in a while, and I was like kind of going through my books. I was like, oh my God, of course. Um, it's a blunt, excruciatingly blunt novel. Olga, a middle-aged wife and mother, is plunged into a breakdown after her husband leaves her for a younger woman. And it just dives into her like she expresses this act through obscenity and violence, neglects her children, her day-to-day responsibility, obsesses over what her husband and her lover might be doing, rage, self-pity, um, and just the guts of like truth. I've been at the other side of a almost long marriage where it's just like I didn't have kids. But wow, it's really utter truth of what the kind of what a divorce narrative is. And I love this part that what the New Yorker says is Ferrante knows when to let up, and the redemptive note struck by the ending is a welcome reprieve. Um, it's crafted. It's crafted and it pulls no punches. That's Days of Abandonment by Elena Ferrante. Um, Thanks for watching. These are the Italian novels. You have any recommendations on Italian writers that I need to uh, examine beyond these, please write them in the comments because I'm always on the search for great storytelling and great novels. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on the Novel Approach.